Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wonderland. My name is Allison. I'm the self-proclaimed priestess of Wonderland. In today's video, we have a collective reading for Leo season, or what I intended to be a collective reading for Leo season, but it also turned into a collective reading for the Lionsgate portal window that opened on July 26th. We will be in direct alignment with the star Sirius on August 8th. So, what was intended to be a fiery Leo reading kind of turned into more of a galactic message, or actually a little bit of both, like a galactic message and a self-esteem confidence message. Cancer season just ended and brought up some emotions and reminded us to take care of our whole selves, meaning mind, body, spirit, our physical selves, our mental stability, and healing old wounds and processing emotions. Because no one else is going to do it for us. We have to take care of ourselves first. So, while these are good lessons to learn, it may have left you in all the feels, and that's okay because that's like how we heal things, right? We have to look at the emotions in order to process them. So, Leo season is here to remind us that you are amazing, to not doubt yourself, to be proud of yourself, because when we're doing that shadow work, we're going to have these feelings of, oh, maybe I'm not worthy, or imposter syndrome, or I can't believe I did this. How could I do this? And then Leo season reminds us that we are both the negative aspects of ourselves and the positive aspects. So we want to be focusing on the positive aspects of ourselves for Leo season. Don't doubt yourself. Be proud of who you are. All sides of you, every single part of yourself, we have to love ourselves unconditionally. And hype up those things that you're really proud of. Hype up the things that Leo brings out in you, the best parts of yourself. So I recorded this reading live on stream. So first I'm going to start off with just a brief overview of the basic message, at least as brief and basic as I can manage to do it. And then following that will be the full live message that I did on stream. And that includes reading from the Oracle books. So if you want just the brief overview, that is available for you here. And if you want to listen to the entire reading, that is also available for you. And you can jump back and forth between either of those using the timestamps in the description below. So with the first three cards here, I could not stop seeing the pentacles as globes or planets. So I was looking at the pentacles as the planet Earth, or as in the Sirius star, or just like interplanetary connection, starseed connection. And I'm seeing that both in the Two of Pentacles card with the Queen of Pentacles. Her pentacle is kind of covered up a little bit here in this shot. And then in the Eight of Wands, there's literally like planets in the background there. So I see this as collectively receiving galactic messages, making it, being open to receiving these messages is bringing us closer to connecting to our own planet. By connecting to the star Sirius and the spiritual sun, we are reminding ourselves that the earth matters. So looking at these pentacle cards as the literal earth, the earth element, and be caring about it. Like the planet is dying. And personally, I can really feel this kind of underlying, not to be too doom and gloom, but like, let's be honest, this is, uh, we know that climate change is real. We know that the planet is rapidly destructing. And I've always kind of believed that it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the earth. I think this means the end of humanity because it's going to get to a point where we are not able to survive on this planet if things continue to go the way that they do. And by being open to these galactic messages and remembering that we came here to make humanity better and we came here to make sure that this planet survives. And let's be honest, this is a scary thought or idea. And that's why we distract ourselves with so many different things. But I think the Two of Pentacles here is reminding us that, hey, we can be in control of who we are and deal with and heal the wounds and the things that scare us and face our fears at the same time as doing something more positive for the collective and the planet. And the Eight of Wands here, I think, is these messages coming through and coming through very rapidly. So giving yourself time and space to integrate these messages, again, I think that's what the infinity symbol on the Two of Pentacles is kind of representing for us too. But again, this is difficult things to face. This is facing our fears. And that's where we have this reversed strength card here, is that facing reality and facing the things that frighten us and scare us and facing our own mortality is a very scary thing. Again, we see the infinity symbol in the strength card here. And I think by being open to receiving these messages, being open to changing and transforming, we're able to put different systems in place that are going to be sustainable for not just humanity, but also for the planet. So I see that with the Emperor coming through of the old systems not working, and we need to put new systems in place that are going to benefit all of us collectively. And don't worry, this message isn't only doom and gloom. This message is reminding us that by facing these things and facing our fears, we're then able to find the good and hold on to that, amplify the good. And that's what this pig message is believing in yourself, having confidence in yourself, finding the beauty in the darkness, finding the light in the darkness and shining that light and being the thing. So it's funny that a pig here is basically representing the Leo energy, shining your light, being proud of who you are. The Atlas card in the center here is titled A Moment's Regret. And this is kind of about moving forward without reflection. So I think this is a reminder to not disregard any of the thoughts, feelings, emotions, or wounds that came up for you during Cancer season or that will be coming up through the Venus retrograde, Chiron retrograde, all of the retrogrades. Remembering that we have to heal those things. We have to look at these things. We have to look at these ugly things in order to move forward. And this also means that we can look at the past nostalgically as well and appreciate it for what it was, but then moving forward in the end to a more positive and healed future. The Plum Goddess asks us to make a decision, and make a decision that is going to support the highest good of the collective. Do not hesitate, do not doubt, trust your wisdom, and the Plum Goddess will surely smile in approval. And lastly, the starseed messages in the center here are again reflecting back to Cancer season, water energy, spiritual energy, and even healing past wounds, not just from this life, but from past lives as well. So by being, all in all, being open to receiving the messages that are available to us when we are in direct alignment with the star Sirius, our spiritual sun, connecting to our higher self, connecting to our soul, connecting to our spirituality, and healing the past and healing those difficult things that we don't always want to look at is going to move us forward collectively as a whole. And I also feel like this is a reminder that we all used to be one. That there's the message always comes back to that. We used to be one. We decided to split off and become individual. So really, we should all be working together as a whole and not as the individual. So stay tuned for the full live reading spread if you are interested in going deeper into these messages. If not, we'll see you on the other side of the looking glass. I hope that remember to stay hydrated, be open your heart, open your mind to that we're not alone and that there is something bigger and better out there for us. The first thing that's jumping out at me with these two cards is I almost see she's juggling like two Earths, or even like the Earth and the Moon, or even like this our sun in our solar system, and then Sirius, the spiritual sun. And I see this of like also the infinity symbol of the 8 in the center here, of like things being in alignment and balancing them out. The Two of Pentacles, in generally speaking, is about being able to juggle a bunch of different things at the same time. And having these look like two Earths for me, or even like just planets in general, I don't know. I just see it as needing to have this collective global shift that's in more in alignment and more in balance with sustainability, like needing to, like the Queen of Pentacles is Mother Nature. She's taking care of all of these animals. She takes care of like the earthly tangible things. And I think that the earth itself is like calling us to do that. And hopefully maybe this Lionsgate portal will open more people up to seeing that. So I think we're just so distracted. And like the Queen of Pentacles in this image here, she's like really focused and looking at this thing that she's holding in her hands. Oh, weird. And I even kind of see this like with the 8 of Wands and all of these planets. Like I'm seeing planets everywhere where there's not even planets sitting. But it's like, I feel like once we open up to these messages, once we get into alignment and get grounded and centered, that all of these messages are just going to come through. But I really don't like seeing the Strength card here. I feel this kind of makes me think that it might scare people a little bit, like in a couple of different ways, like scary in of like most awakenings are scary, like trying to get comfortable with the unknown. But I also kind of see this as scary as like when you actually take a look at things and see like what we've actually done to our planet. It's terrifying. It's terrifying when you actually stop and pay attention to what's going on in the world around you. And the Emperor, I swear the Emperor was here for the Cancer season reading. But I kind of see him this time. I think last time I feel like he was in reverse. I feel like this time this is more of a message about us like taking control. Like I just see him grabbing onto that staff and like taking control, taking control of our lives and taking like our power back, giving the people back the power. I feel like that was the message last time too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see what Mr. Pig says. Maintain self-worth and self-esteem. So these wonderful healers come from the Pleiades with a mission to serve by raising the frequency of the land and all creatures. They carry the blue Pleiadian rose. He's got a little rose on his heart there. They carry the blue Pleiadian rose, symbolizing heart healing and love in their auras. While their sole mission is to keep the frequency of the land, people, and animals around them high, pure, and clear, their service mission is to eat unwanted food and vegetation. In earlier times, it was considered a privilege to share your home with this clean, evolved, and clever animal. The healing angels of the Pleiades and many archangels are working with the pigs to uphold their sense of self-worth and self-esteem so that they can continue to serve at the highest possible level. That's kind of interesting and almost funny because people think of pigs as like these really horrible, disgusting creatures, but they really are clean, supposedly, and super duper smart. So it's kind of sad that their pigs are like bullied all the time when they're really just so smart, and that their purpose is to have a sense of self-worth and self-esteem. So like literally coming out of the mud and having been, oh, you're such an ugly pig your entire life, and have to come out of that having lots of self-esteem. That's like a huge transformation. So the card tells you it is time to remember how special you are. Your soul had to be at least seventh dimensional to be allowed to incarnate on Earth. Like most beings, you have stepped down into a body. Much of your knowledge and wisdom was lost to you. Your guidance is to meditate for a few minutes each day on the gifts, talents, and wisdom held in your soul. Then ask for them to be made available to you for your highest good. I've been getting that message so frequently. Like if you're not a regular meditator, I think even just doing it a couple minutes a day, I think is going to be really significant for starting today, now, and into the next few weeks. I can't remember when it closes. I think so. It peaks on August 8th, and then I think it is out of alignment on like the 11th or something like that. I'm not sure. You are reminded that many angels are surrounding you, and some of the magnificent archangels are with you. And it said to specifically meditate on a blue rose. I never knew that blue rose was a Pleiadian symbol. Let's look at Plum 2. Choices, decisions, and so the Plum goddess thinks very carefully before she makes a decision, but once she is clear on what to do next, she moves rapidly into action like the wings of the hummingbird. Her color is the purple-red hue known as plum, and her flowers are the lightly colored plum blossoms, which symbolize both transitions and perseverance. Her crystal is plum fluorite, seen here hanging down like a stalactite. That's the crystal up at the top here. Fluorite increases powers of concentration, self-confidence, and helps with decision making, and is a perfect stone for this goddess. When you walk through this enchanting doorway, the enchanting doorway down here, you enter a garden full of fluorite pieces and plum trees. The spicy yet sweet perfume of plum blossoms caught within the breeze. There is a moment of stillness and clarity as the wind dies down, and just after you have that aha moment, hummingbirds beckon you to take action. Do not hesitate, do not doubt, trust your wisdom, and the plum goddess will surely smile in approval. What a beautiful message of self-esteem. That's what I've been feeling like the whole time. And I'll just read this reverse message really quick. So the reverse meaning of this card. Oh yeah, I remember this one's really weird. I don't know who that person is or what that thing is doing, but so the reverse message is forging ahead without reflection, and inability to marry the past, the present, and the future. no thinking back, a lack of attachment to what once was, the reversal to remember, seeing nostalgia as sentimental and foolish, a focus on the future, and lack of appreciation for what was good about the past. Interesting. So it seems like we still have some letting go and releasing and healing of old wounds. So yes, we still have some letting go. Wow, so we didn't do all that healing. We're like trying to jump to the future without integrating the past. That's a very interesting message. See, that's what makes me think that I need to add another card to the starseed one. So let's do that. Two. The Seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconscious to the light. Ooh, interesting. And karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. That makes me... The karmic relationships makes me feel of... Venus is also retrograde right now, so like past relationship stuff is coming up. Your ex might show up out of the blue, a family member that you haven't seen in a long time, friends you haven't seen in a long time, or just situations revolving people. Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you could ever imagine. Ooh, so clear that you could see for miles and miles under the water. The Seas of Mintaka card represents this crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. It's about the ability and choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your natural traits, or it could be a sign that what you're currently doing has great potential. Mintakans are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. You have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. If it appears in a spread, it's a very positive sign that things are working out for the highest potential of all involved. It's a very uplifting, light-filled card that brings great harmony, contentment, and positive outcomes. The thing that this is, just the water energy of this card in general was really making me think of what we're talking about in things that either the eclipses brought up or things that the watery Cancer emotional energy brought up last season or in Cancer season. If you haven't completely like healed those wounds or just are still feeling really watery and emotional about things, that this card is reassurance that whatever the reason is for not being able to, whatever you're stuck on, whatever you're like doubting about moving forward, this is confirmation that like it's going to work out. Things are going to make sense. It's going to be clearer for you too. But it feels like we still have that processing to do though. So Orion star seeds are incarnated on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Whoa. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Ooh, this symbol is also making me think of unity too. The like figure 8, even though figure 8 is like infinity, but it's feeling kind of unity-ish to me too. Oh, interesting. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How many, raise your hand if you avoid a relationship because you don't want to deal with the conflict. Oh my gosh. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? Oh, yeah, I really felt like this deck belongs in this spread. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought about this reading, and this spread is also available in my Ko-fi shop for live streams, or you can get it for a private reading as well. So again, what I thought was going to be a Leo season message kind of ended up being more of a Leo season / Lionsgate message. And I just thank you so much for being here. If you are interested in more content like this, please be sure to like and subscribe and check out all of my socials that are listed in the description box below. Remember to stay hydrated, because when we are shifting energetically, water helps not only transmute but also transmit energy. So just make sure that that energy continues to flow by staying hydrated. We are doing a water challenge in Discord. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments, because I certainly feel it when I am not hydrated. So take care of yourself, love yourself, be proud of yourself, be open to receiving messages, be open to sending and receiving love as well. So take care of yourself. Download those messages from Spirit or from Galactic Energy, whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call it, and we'll see you on the other side of the looking glass.